Yeah, man. Are we recording already?
Yes, sir.
I love doing this show.
Yeah, baby.
Puro in the flex. I'm so happy to be back. The other day, Ovi texted me. He's like, "What's up, sir?" And I'm like, "Oh, here it comes." Finally.
Hey, it took us forever.
Yeah.
It took us fucking
I'm like,
forever.
the studio's ready. So I was all excited. And you're like, "If so, you want to?" And he never said anything. And then like, "Oh yeah, we're excited about this, and it's gonna be your." You told me because I share birthdays with your wife.
Yeah,
you're like, "It's gonna be your birthday," and I'm like, "Yeah." And then you're like, "You want to stop by and get your shirt?" And I'm like, "Yeah, cool. I'll go get the shirt." And you're like, "And plus maybe while you're there, let's record." I'm like, "Yes, there it is." So, yay!
So I didn't even know how to ask. I'm like, "Oh, let me get him over here. Let me just get him over here."
All you gotta say is, "We're recording. Are you down?" And I'll be like, "Yes." That's always gonna happen.
Awesome. Yeah.
So yeah,
Good deal.
So it was a 30-year in radio.
Yeah.
Kind of like, how does it feel? Like, wait, did time fly by super fast, or do you think it went super slow? How do you feel time? Because I feel like time's moving super fast now. Like, fucking a day is like 12 hours now.
so I'm gonna give you weird math.
Okay.
Okay. The other day, so there's a lot of confusion about the 30 years,
Mhm.
right? So I'm turning 44
Mhm.
tomorrow, right? 30 years ago in summer, it's my anniversary of me being on the radio. So 30 years ago, I would have been 14. But I wasn't 14 when I started. I was 12. I wasn't 13. I was 12. So at this point, you're like, whoa, bro, is it 32 years? Or is it 30 years? Or is it 31 years?
Mm.
Scientifically and technically, it's 31 years. But 1 year before 1992, I was working at the radio station.
Okay.
I was babysitting shows. I was playing pre-recorded shows. I told you about this last time.
Yeah.
They didn't let me talk. They're like, "No, that's not your microphone." A year later, they let me turn on the microphone. So this 30 years is 30 years of me being on the radio on a mic.
Wow. Exclusively on the mic.
Excuse me, on a mic. So technically I started in radio 31 years ago, but I don't count that because they wouldn't let me turn on the mic.
Wow, I would have counted every single day. Man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I just can't think of anything I could do for 30 years.
Oh, man.
Maybe eat pizza.
Well, that's the thing, man. Like, and what people don't realize that, and some people do realize, is that doing this is so much fun. Like, you know, I use it to talk to the kids at the schools. I'm gonna go talk to the kids on Monday at Lamar, and it's honestly, dude. Here's how I tell the kids: "Okay, kids, do you like talking to your friends?" And they say, "Yes." I said, "Do you like to play music?" And they say, "Yes." I said, "Do you like to joke around?" And they say, "Yes." I say, "Well, that's what my job is."
That's awesome.
It's true. It's I what every kid wants to do, what gets in trouble for at school, is what I've been doing for a career. So I tell them all this all the time, and then people realize, like, "Hey, man, I want to do that." But then here's the sad part. They don't realize that there's still work. This is still work.
Yeah,
This is 30 years. This is still work. There's hard days, there's harder days, and then there's some pretty good days. But it's work. It looks like fun, and at the core of it, it's a lot of fun. But there's work involved.
Yeah.
Can't make money unless you work, bro.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to put the work in. And I see you all over the place, though. I mean, they got you everywhere.
Yeah, you got to. A career is for money.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to pay bills, dude. And so, yeah.
I've always wondered in your segments of Coffee and Magic, like there's always that did you know, or this little trivia.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Like, who's in charge of that? Like, do you have to research every day before?
So a lot of times there's something called prep, and good radio DJs, for the most part, and most radio DJs do it. So you're ready for the show. You're not just gonna go on the radio and people are like, "Well, how do you know what to say?"
Yeah.
I'm creative and we can just chit chat. But if you're doing a show, you have something ready. So it's what DJs do is called prep.
Mhm.
You look for trivia. You look for interesting stuff. You got to read, man.
Yeah.
You got to read. And everyone can talk about the story of the day, like, "Oh, Kim and Pete just broke up."
Yeah.
Right? You know, and everyone's talking about that. But how is it interesting? How is your show different from their show?
Yeah.
So, okay, well, we talked about Kim and Pete, but did you know, that's where did you know that Pete was Did you know that, for those of you that are just finding out about Pete Davidson, because of Kim Kardashian, did you know that his dad died at 9/11?
Yeah.
You know, in 9/11, he was one of the firefighters that died in 9/11. King of Staten Island, his movie is also loosely based on his life because he lost his dad in 9/11. Right. And so then he tries to become a firefighter and like all the guys take him under his wing, but no one realized all this stuff about him, which is the mystery of Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, but everyone's like, oh, Pete and Kim broke up and this is because Kanye was threatening. No. Let's talk about Pete, man. Everyone knows about Kim.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows about Kanye, but did you know this about Pete? So you do prep. It's called prep. You do prep and you're like, let's find out something else.
All I know about Pete Davidson is like he's dating the hottest Hollywood chicks.
That next-
Kardashian, Ariana Grande.
But-
I wouldn't know how he does.
But you didn't know. But you didn't know.
Wow. Yeah,
All this other
exactly.
stuff about his dad being in 9/11 and all that stuff and
Yeah.
how he still lives with his mom.
Oh wow.
But he made her house look nice. Like he
take care of mom.
instead of going and buying a mansion and all that stuff, he's like, no, let's make this house nice. He goes, and I still get to live here every once in a while. He's got an apartment from what I understand, but he still lives at home with mom sometimes. So
Wow.
so you learn all this stuff and so that's how you try to make your show different. Like we can all talk about the story of the day, but do something different.
Yeah. Date Kim Kardashian. That's the marketing technique of the year, man. I mean, damn.
No, I wouldn't.
That guy got all the sponsors and everything from that
Yeah,
one
because
relation. 9 months.
Because she in her heart of hearts, that's what she is. She's a marketer.
Yeah.
She is an
I think
influencer.
one of the best, to be honest.
She's an influencer. There's no doubt that like if someone were to come out with this weird alternate fantasy of like you're not dating Kim Kardashian, this is an advertising package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna think that you're dating Kim Kardashian, and this will up your value. If someone were to reveal that, I'd be like,
And it only takes about 6 to 9 months.
yeah. It's like
Not too long.
it's a 6 to 9 month package. You date Kim Kardashian,
Yeah.
you become a star, and then that's it. You're done, and then you move on to other things. And it's like, oh, so you mean it's a marketing package? Oh, okay. Doesn't sound far fetched.
There's a bad side to that. The Kardashian curse. Did y'all know about that?
So that's the
shoot.
That's so let's pretend this. Let's pretend it is a marketing package. I don't think it is. I'm sure that Kim loves all these guys. I don't think it's a marketing package, but if it were, so that's the thing. You really can't catch feelings.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna pretend to be one of the Kardashian boyfriends, but just don't catch feelings.
Yeah.
And then when you catch feelings, it's like, oh.
And then they're acting like superior, like they're living a reality show. So
Yeah, like-
you don't know what's real, what's not. You're like, what
Dear
the hell?
Kanye, it was part of the contract. You knew. Chill out, man. Move on. No,
Like
no.
5 kids with her.
No.
My wife swears she's gonna get back to Kanye. She's gonna get back with Kanye. She has an incredible shirt on. I don't know what that means, but she has an incredible shirt on. She's gonna get back with him.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, J-Lo got back with Ben after 20
Yeah,
years.
That's crazy.
You know,
That's
and
20 years.
Yeah, dude. And then on top of that, I mean, because look, deep down inside, regardless of marketing packages or whatever theories anybody might come up with, people want love.
Mm-hmm.
You know, J-Lo and Ben, they found each other, and I hope it's not a show. Sometimes we think it's a show, but it's not a show.
My goodness. We hope it's not. 'Cause
We
we
hope
like to
it's
see
not.
that. We like to see that. I mean,
Yeah.
after so many years coming back together, I mean, that's a lot of people's dreams.
And honestly, we root for Pete Davidson because Pete looks like the guy. You know what I mean?
Your
Like
typical guy.
He looks like the
You can relate to him.
Camarada,
Relatable.
you know,
Yeah.
a little choche from the neighborhood. Like
Little Petey.
Yeah, little Petey. Oh, yeah, did you see little Petey's girlfriend? Shut up. And you're like, "Hijo, eso Petey. Like, go
Exactly.
get her, dude. And,
There you go.
and he's the underdog. And
Yeah.
deep down
Yes.
inside, he's kind of a jerk too, but we're all kind of jerks, you know? And so Pete's just one of us, and we want him to win.
Yeah.
You know,
We're rooting for him.
the girls, this is the charm of Pete Davidson. The guys want to be like him because he's just one of us. And the girls are like, I wonder what he's got. How did he land Kim? And how did he land Ariana? And so the girls are like, there's gotta be something. He's so hot. He's so hot. Like when girls say that Post Malone is hot,
Yeah.
I'm like, take away his songs and his money.
Yeah.
and tell me that Post Malone is hot, they'll be like, nah, that guy's weird.
Yeah. It just looked like he smelled like funky cheese or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like,
but it's because you wanna. But the guys like him because está feo el vato, you know, and he's winning.
yeah, he's super popular.
He's
I mean,
he's winning. This is me. This is not me hating on Pete. This is not me hating on Post.
Yeah.
This is me saying those guys are doing it right.
I have a theory about that though. I think the word we're looking for here is hype.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype. They get hype.
Let's say there's some new Jordan shoes and they're trash. They're ugly. They're like the trashiest shit. But everybody's buying them. Everybody's posting. Look at my new Jordans. Everybody's hyping them up. It's gonna change your mind. You're gonna be like, okay, maybe I like them. Maybe let me buy them and let me wear them. Oh shit, I like them now. But it's the hype. It's the hype that everybody builds. So it's that same hype with like Pete Davidson, where it's like it's just a guy. But Kim Kardashian's banging him, so now it's like, okay, maybe he's hot.
Pete Davidson is just a rare pair of ones.
Yeah.
Pete Davidson is just ones in a different colorway that you've never seen before,
Exactly.
and you're like, I gotta get those, man.
the backward switch.
Yeah, like it's with their black and gray. Oh, those are the Midnight Shadow stealth AJ ones. Shut up! They're just black and gray. I am a victim. I'm not criticizing any sneakerhead because I am a victim of this. I would buy tons of Jordans, and honestly, dude, I would leave them in the box like you do because you got to dead stock them, right?
Yeah.
And then one day I just busted out some Jordans and I made those my beaters, but they were still, I took care of them. There were some AJ 3s, black leather, white bottom. Super nice.
It's classic.
I would wear them for everything because everyone wears black and white
Yeah.
sneakers. I would wear them for everything with my black jeans and after a while I was just like, man, these hurt.
That's what I heard.
Jordans are not comfortable
Not at all.
dude.
No.
I don't care. Look at me. I'm wearing Adidas Oswego
Oh, yeah.
Super
That shit's
Dad,
comfortable.
super dope shoes. I like them because they're dope, but they're also dad.
It's comfy.
You wear your dad kicks.
And you know
those
what?
are the best thing in the world.
The dad look is making a comeback.
That's the thing.
Got
Yeah.
those short shorts.
Yeah, people wearing daddy shorts.
I went to
Yeah.
HEB. I saw this like 19-year-old guy. He had like a little mullet. And those big ass dad shades, like those big ass retro shades.
And he's the
Like,
coolest guy on the
yeah.
block. He's
It's
the
like we're
coolest
time
guy on the
traveling. We're
block.
going back to the 80s,
Dude,
bro.
they're wearing
Always happens.
they're wearing hoochie daddy shorts. They're
Yeah.
wearing mid calf white socks
yeah.
and dad shoes.
yeah.
And then all the guys are like, "Hey, we need the AJ ones, Travis, pink and brown." With pink and brown is an ugly color, dude. Pink and brown is horrible, but it's a different colorway and it's different. And Travis wears them, and so
It's a hype.
it's the hype. It's just hype, man. It's hype. It's hype, and us all look. Love to the sneakerheads because those guys know how to make money.
Oh,
Yeah, there's money.
They know how to
there.
make
Oh my
money. They
God,
know how to
hustlers in
make
that.
money. But honestly, I'm not selling shoes and
You're squinting every time you walk. Like,
yeah, and I've lost a lot of money and my
Yeah.
big fat flat feet. I don't
where I'm
wear
at.
Jordans anymore, dude.
Oh
How
my
do these
God.
NBA players make basketball?
Dude,
That's my
dude,
question.
and the 11s, always the 11s, the little air bubble pops and it makes
Oh,
that.
yeah. Yeah.
And I thought maybe it's me because I'm heavy, right? No, but I bought my wife some 11s and her air bubble popped too, and I'm like, these 11s suck. I'm sorry, and I love them because they're the Space Jams and there's the '96 Reds.
The bad thing about it is we're paying $200 for that little Jordan that
dude,
pops.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's hype.
Michael Jordan's the only one banking off of all.
Puro Adidas.
Adidas.
Adidas, and don't get the Yeezys. Get the cheap ones. Get the $100 Adidas.
Yeah.
I saw some the other day, and these look just like a pair of the Yeezy Wave Riders with just one solid color. It's the same thing, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing,
Same
same
thing.
quality. Everything's the same. It's just that the branding,
Mhm.
and like Miguel said, people see everyone buy it, and they monkey see, monkey do. Go buy that same one.
Yeah.
And here you are in pain or flat foot, all bouncing. And I was at a restaurant with my wife. I had to take the shoes off. I just bought them. Like, oh my God, I couldn't stand them.
And that
Couldn't
is
stand them.
and that is the explanation between Pete Davidson and Post Malone.
There you go.
Exactly.
Everybody wants to wear them because everybody else is wearing them.
That guy's, man, I just think the upgrade in his life is crazy to me.
Dude,
like,
Pete Davidson's funny, and
yeah.
what you know
Yeah,
what
he's
she
funny. He's
you know
funny.
what she did do? She upgraded him. She's like, let's fix your beard up a little bit. Let's put some
Yeah.
let's put some moisturizer on you, and she cleaned him up. And even then, dude, Kim Kardashian is very smart.
Yeah, she is.
She's very smart.
Marketing wise,
She's a genius. She's doing very well, and man, I used to hate on her, but I mean, I still like. I'm not the audience, but I admire.
Yeah, I mean,
That
you have
she's-
to respect the
yeah,
hustle.
You have to
right?
respect that hustle.
Yeah. How about the feed finder?
Oh, I've never heard about that.
one.
What?
Ever
There's
heard about
not.
feed finder?
Oh
Feed
no.
finder making money right now, man. They're making people money right now.
How come Ovi's the only one that knows about this?
You're looking for feet, right?
hey, buddy, those flat feet are requested. They're looked for out
Ovi's
there.
like, follow me on Feed Finder.
Yeah, but I'm like,
Go to Tito 956.
and I mean, let's go scenario wise real quick.
Okay.
Your significant other says, you know what? I found this extra source of income. I think it's in me.
If your significant other's okay with it, then I mean, whatever is going on between you and your significant other, that's great.
You wouldn't be like, hey, those are my feet. I don't want to. Those are my toenails.
Honestly, I'm the kind of guy that I tell my wife, "Hey, baby, you want to look pretty? Look pretty, mommy. Look pretty, baby." I better know, And I'm like, babe, I'm yours and you're mine. And if somebody sees you, I'm happy that they saw how pretty you are. Like,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have to be horrible. It's just, yeah, look how pretty you are. That's mine. So you can say, hey, that's mine. Or you can be like, that's mine.
That's mine. Yeah.
That's mine. I'm proud of her.
But in your scenario, it's like, how would you feel if your significant other is making money selling pictures of her feet, like to the whole world? Sure, that's a little crazy because if she's making money, you kind of can't be mad at it.
I mean, I got to see the check.
Yeah.
If you're making $30, I mean,
no, then you
cut
get mad.
that shit out, man. Please. I mean,
Yeah.
see how much you make it here first.
Honestly, you would hope that you and your partner are in line with the like, well, I'm not okay with that. Or how because some people make the agreements. Like, from what I understand, adult film stars have their partners in life.
Yeah.
So you gotta be strong. You gotta be like, okay, so I'm okay with it, and this is what it is. But you have to have that communication with your partner. Like, I think it's if you and your wife want to do it, right, and you're okay with it, and she's okay with it, then it doesn't matter to anybody else.
Yeah.
Right. You would hope that you don't hurt anybody in the process, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But if it's not worth it and it's hurting you, or she's hurting herself, like, no, man, no one should be.
I think you just gotta be strong mentally.
It
takes certain
emotionally.
Yeah,
too.
exactly, and be confident in yourself too. Right?
Yeah.
If you're like insecure and all that, I mean, you're never
That's
gonna
where the
get to
problems
any
start.
type of level.
Yeah.
With that, but
Insecurity is not good, but all at the same time, it depends on what you want and what you don't want, man.
Yeah.
If you know deep down inside your partner would get offended if you showed pictures of your feet, would you say like, oh, well, look at the check?
that's true.
Is
That's
any check worth hurting the love of your life?
Yeah, no, not at all.
And if you know deep down inside, like you just said, well, let me see the check first. Honestly, if you see a big check but it still hurts your feelings,
Yeah, it wouldn't matter. It
wouldn't matter. Yeah, we got $10 million, baby, but it hurts my feelings that you do that.
Wait, Sammy, did you say million?
I'll be
I thought we're coming a couple $100 here. I mean,
I'll be crying in my Lamborghini, bro, with my heart broken in my Lamborghini. Like, I'm like selling your pictures of your feet.
I don't show your feet anymore.
I'd be like, babe, have you ever heard of the Kim Kardashian package?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
No.
See, so that are you going to come back with that saying, no, baby, I don't want you to show your feet. Well, if you show your feet, I'm going to date Kim Kardashian.
There you go. There you go.
Oh man, no, dude.
Oh my! It's all marketing. It's all fun and games.
I mean, there is such a thing as publicists in Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
And they set things up, and I hate to say it, but that's probably part of the thing that sometimes jades me, that you've seen backstage and you've seen magic tricks and how they're performed, and you're like,
You can put the dots together.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, this is part of the hype. It's part of the hype. Like, did you notice that everyone's talking about Sylvester Stallone being mad at the new Drago spinoff?
Yes. He was extremely
And,
mad.
and now they're all talking about the Drago spinoff.
Yeah.
And when the Drago spinoff comes out, everyone's going to be curious. And deep down inside, he might have been a part of it, but he created the chaos before it.
To further the point, it's like nobody's watching the Emmys. Will Smith go up and slap Chris Rock. Now everybody's talking about that.
Yeah. I think it was the Oscars, but no,
Oscars.
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 But it's you're talking about the Oscars.
Oscars.
I mean, I think these publicists are just getting creative. They have to get more creative now.
And people love chaos, man. People love to see chaos.
I love
I hate that. I hate that because to me, my hashtag is hope is dope. So I'd rather share some happy, hopeful, positive stuff. The wholesome thing. Hashtag wholesome. Those are the greatest videos ever, but people aren't into that. And it sucks, dude. But there is whole social media accounts based on on just chaos, dude.
Yeah.
And they had tons of hits.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of reactions and stuff like that.
Everyone likes drama, dude. As
Everybody.
long as it's not your own.
Yeah. And I think it's because we're all just programmed to just we grow up just watching nothing but drama on TV.
I remember
turn
back in the
news.
day, we used to use Facebook to put how we felt, and everybody was putting that they broke up with their boyfriend and stuff. Now you get on there, there's just memes, there's videos, it's just media. It's like nobody's sharing their feelings anymore. Like, what happened to that?
You know what I miss? Vaguing. You know what vaguing was?
Vague, no.
When somebody would post, I thought this day would never come. And that's all they post.
Really?
And so what happens? What happened, girly? Hey,
all the
girly,
comments.
send me a DM. Let's talk.
I remember
But
that.
dude, every time they would post, be like, I thought that things were different, but I guess they're not. Moving on. And you're like, what happened?
Cliffhanger.
I hate that.
Dude, but that's exactly what people do now. There's none of this. I feel good today. I went to the dentist. I had no cavities.
You gotta create your own cliffhangers now because now you can watch all the whole season in one sitting.
Yeah,
right?
and now you got to say, went to the dentist today.
yeah.
You're not going to believe this.
Yeah, to be continued.
Yeah,
Oh
and
my
then everyone
God.
starts commenting, what happened? What happened? What happened? No cavities.
And you're so vague. Why even post it? No one even knows what the hell's going on.
I
Just
know, man.
listen to the log.
I know. You know.
I'm a comment freak. Everything I go straight to the comments.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Comments.
that's another thing. People love to see those comments.
Yeah. Sometimes they're more entertaining than the damn video.
Oh man, yeah, I hear that.
But those comments, they freak me out because they're authentic. I mean, they're coming in from all these individuals, and you're like, man, they're like,
They're not always
Yeah,
authentic. Follow me for a
could tell,
$500
okay.
loan.
But you'll see like 4 or 5 of those. Then you start reading all these, like, everyone has like similar stories and stuff like that. I'm like, what?
Oh, like the Laredo Paranormal stories.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those are
Freak
good,
me
too.
out, man.
Those are-
Don't go to
I
comments.
don't read
though.
that shit past like 12, bro. Everybody's asleep.
So I've had them on the show because every year what we do is it's called Halloween week, and I will invite people every day leading up to Halloween to give me a true ghost story. And those guys are great, dude. Like you love that. You love the unknown,
Yeah.
the scary, the spooky, and that's another thing we like to follow, dude. Like what happened?
Yeah. Just don't read the comments because you go into details, and I'm like,
People
oh
share their
my
stories.
God.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. And then I hate when they get those. I'm telling you that dumb comment like "follow me for 45,000 followers." Shut up.
The bots.
Yeah, the stupid bots in the
Yeah.
comments.
The dedication, though.
You know.
Or they have those like the marketing ones, like, oh, I met this person. They made me I don't know how much money or whatever, and then another account, same person, tags the same person.
Follow Obi
Yeah.
for this. Yeah.
Sammy, have you ever had like anything paranormal happen to you?
All the time.
Oh, really?
All the time. And we were talking about this on the Aliens podcast. I was on the Aliens podcast, but I'll give you my favorite one.
Okay.
This is one of the reasons when people say, "Oh, I can't watch scary movies because it stays with me," right? And people are always like, "Well, I get you," but no one really knows what that means.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what it means. So, I was watching. I was in the studio earlier in the day, and I was killing time because I had to do some production, and I was waiting for somebody to show up. And a friend of mine was there, so I said, "Hey, let's watch Paranormal Activity."
Oh, the
So,
movie.
yeah, so I'm watching Paranormal Activity, but what I'm doing is I'm fast forwarding all the stupid parts where nothing's happening. We're like, oh, they're just in the kitchen talking on the couch, and like you're like waiting for it to turn dark. So I fast forwarded to all the night vision scenes.
All the good stuff.
Yeah, all the good stuff. And so I watched Paranormal Activity without watching the other scenes, just the night vision cam. So it's about 45 minutes of nothing but like pure creepiness, right? And then I saw that and I'm like, oh. So there was no chance for me to stop being scared. I was scared nonstop watching the whole thing. I go home and you're still thinking like, oh man, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
I hope there's no picture of my old house in my attic and in my new house. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want all this. Like, so I tell my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, come over, sleep over tonight, please. I don't want to be alone. It's a Wednesday. I had a pair of khakis that I would pretty much only wear for church. So on Sunday, I went to church and I wore my khakis and I had a hook on the door. And so I would put the khakis up on the hook because you wore them for like an hour. They're clean. I can use them again next Sunday. Or if something else comes up, I'll have my khakis ready to go. So I had them on a hook on the door. It's Wednesday night. We're at home. She's going to sleep over. The khakis have been up on the hook, right? And I feel better because she's with me. Okay, we can sleep. Let's relax. Go to sleep. 3 something in the morning, as usual, something wakes me up.
And why at that time? Oh my!
I know, right?
In the morning.
As usual, 3 something. And you know what? There's a weird theory behind that.
It's a witching hour.
No, dude. No, there's a scientific thing behind that, which nobody ever talks about. And it's funny because scientists could very easily talk about this, but they don't.
What is it?
It's the opposite of the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Like at 3:30 in the afternoon, the Earth is directly above, beneath, or at a certain level, at a certain, whatever they call that. I don't know this scientific termination,
Tilt?
but yeah, but it's at a certain tilt.
Mm-hmm.
And at 3:30 in the morning, it's on the opposite tilt.
Mm.
So there's gravitational things, right? So at 3:30, if you ever notice, if you're at work at 3:30, you get real sleepy
Mm-hmm.
because you're like, ugh,
Yeah,
you're like
everyone
right,
talks about that.
you're
yeah.
right underneath that gravitational pull. 3:30 in the morning, everyone always wakes up. Why? Because you're at the opposite part of that gravitational pull.
Wow.
But they put a weird, scary theory on that. And so we don't know if it's the gravitational pull of the Earth and all this stuff, and that happens at 3:30, wherever the degrees and the meridians are. But 3:30 in the afternoon, 3:30 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Some people say, oh, it's because what 3:30 is Jesus, right? And then 3:30 in the morning is the devil, right?
Yeah.
But no. So anyway, I wake up at 3 something in the morning. And I'm wide awake. I'm not even groggy. I'm wide awake and I don't normally sleep on my stomach. I get up and I turn over and then something tells me, look at the door.
Mm-hmm.
So the closet, the bathroom light is on because the kids are sleeping over with us too. So the kids, in case they need to get up in the night, or there's a night light, the bathroom's on. So I look towards the bathroom and the bathroom light is on. And then all of a sudden the khakis fall off the hook.
They like jumped off.
They've been there since Sunday.
Oh my
They could have fallen while I was asleep. They could have fallen on Monday. They could have fallen on Tuesday. But Wednesday night, when I'm freaked out, scared of this movie that I saw, and the heaviness of watching a scary movie is inside me. I turn, I look at the door, and the khakis just fall off by themselves.
Oh my God, that's freaky.
Like, and it's so simple because there's no ghost, there's no sounds, there's no voices, there's no nothing. It's just these khakis that just happen to be in my line of sight fell off the hook.
What the timing?
Oh, then the timing, and then like I'm telling you, I didn't see a scary movie on Monday, I didn't see a scary movie on Sunday, and I was all alone in the apartment those nights. But the night that I'm scared and I need someone with me, it happened.
Wow. Now, Sam, do you think you might have caused that, like yourself?
So that's another theory. Like, what are you manifesting? Are you manifesting your own scariness? Like, are you like, oh, there's gonna be something in this house and I don't want to be in this house, and all of a sudden the door cracks or the door slides open. It's like, pues tú, Menso, your energy brought it.
You're making it happen, yes. And there's science behind that too, that there's weight behind our thoughts.
I've told you, dude, like we manifest things sometimes, and you're not supposed to talk about manifestations. Like, it's really like your life should just play out the way it's supposed to be played out. But sometimes your mind is very strong. This is another reason why people tell you to think positive and have positive thoughts and believe in yourself, because if I can make khakis fall off my door at 3 a.m, I can make something good happen today.
Exactly.
I can make something good happen today. Like I told you, I manifested me being on this show. This is the second time. And then all of a sudden, I get that text. What are you doing on Saturday?
3 a.m, always like, hey Sam, what are you doing?
I mean, like, I'm trying to find these khakis. Where they fall?
3:30 to be exact.
Why are your khakis on the floor?
The thing is, that's how the powerful the mind is yesterday I was about to have a panic attack, anxiety attack. I actually cried.
I hate those. What happened, dude?
Oh my God. So this is the mind, how it works.
Mm-hmm.
I have a final exam, right? It's due. It was due yesterday. So I said, I'm going to take it at home. And I never think this. I've taken online classes for a long time. I never think, what if I have trouble with the internet? What if I'm taking the exam and it stops?
Mm-hmm.
No te digo, I'm trying to get on the exam.
Mm-hmm.
It took me like 8 to 10 times to allow for the computer to allow me to take the exam, because the internet was not. As soon as I would begin the exam, the internet would cut off. I'm freaking out already. By the 8th time,
are you saying this was yesterday?
This was yesterday.
Yeah, everything was wonky yesterday, dude.
Oh,
really?
God.
Yeah, everything was very wonky yesterday with the internet. I'll tell you about that in a bit also. But so then
I did the direct connect. Fuck this Wi-Fi shit.
Uh-huh.
Direct connect. Boom. I don't want any excuses.
Okay.
It allowed me to take the exam. So I'm like, okay, perfect.
Okay.
So no te digo, this guy gives us like about 70 questions, gives us 70 minutes to answer. I start the exam.
Yeah.
It starts like lagging.
Mhm.
Like after the first question, it starts lagging and loading. 10 minutes went by. I'm barely in the third question. That's how much lagging is. I'm already freaking out. I'm like, I'm not gonna finish this.
Yeah.
They're gonna make me retake it. I'm not gonna go in person. I don't know what's. These gonna even allow me to do this. You're gonna want me to take pictures. You can't have your phone. I'm like, I'm already freaking out. I'm like, you see the camera, like I'm biting my shirt. I caused this to happen. If I would have never thought, okay, if I'm gonna have connection issues, I would have never.
But you were thinking, hijo, like I'm gonna have connection issues, and you had connection issues.
Yes, exactly what happened.
So
I mean,
you have these thoughts, man. Whatever you think bad will happen will usually happen. So I'm gonna give you a funny story about that. So this happened yesterday, right? Okay. Did you hear about the solar storm?
I saw it on Google. I didn't really read it.
Okay, so the solar storm was okay. So let me explain what the solar storm is, because at first I was like, "What the hell's a solar storm?" And we've had them before, but you never really know what it is.
Yeah.
So according to this, there was a coronal hole on the sun. By the way, we're gonna make that into a drink at AJ's. It's hilarious. It sounds like when they get one of those coronal holes. It's a coronal hole, right? And so pretty much what it is it's like there's some kind of force field around the sun, and when there's a hole, like our atmosphere also, like the ozone layer and all that stuff, stuff gets through and stuff gets in. So gases were leaving the sun and going off into the galaxy. So what's going to happen is all the planets were going to get affected by these gases. Like we were going to get, you know how when there's a fart and all of a sudden like you're downwind?
Everybody gets a whiff of it.
Yeah, you got your solar storm. Or we could call that a Kohler storm. Anyway, so you have this solar storm. The gases are going to hit the Earth, and what's supposed to happen is it's going to affect the Earth in a couple of ways. The cool way is that the auroras are going to be a little bit more visible. Do you know what the auroras are? The northern lights, those green lights towards the North Pole and the South Pole. Okay, the aurora borealis. So what's going to happen is since there's more gases, those lights would be bigger. You can see them towards Alaska and Canada. Wow. So that's kind of cool. You're like, oh, wow. So we're going to get to see the aurora borealis a little bit more because of the gases. Bad thing is it was going to affect satellites, connections, power grids. It was going to affect that. So I thought that was going to happen on Wednesday because that's when it was predicted to hit us. Mm-hmm. Yesterday when it happened is what everything was wonky. My internet was wonky also. I'm thinking, we were afraid of it and then we manifested it on Friday instead of it happening on Wednesday? Or did the solar gases take a little bit longer to hit the Earth and that's why everything was wonky yesterday? But you, on one side, are thinking, I did this, I manifested it. And I'm thinking, did it lag? Wow. Did the solar storm lag? So I don't know. But the thing is, our Earth was affected, our life was affected at the same time. So
I like the solar storm better for my professor, though. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah. Let him know, hey, there was a solar storm. Sammy said there was a corona hole.
Yeah. I'm like, that's a lot better than I did this. Right? I'm like, the solar storm was the one.
And your brother's just like, whatever. You were drinking a whole 6-pack of Corona. Is what you were doing. But yeah, man.
Now I have a little theory about on the side because I like theories.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like we are not currently living this life only. I feel like we're also living multiple lives. So what I want to think, just by your story, is the future life already experienced that. So the present life already knows.
That's why you're worried about it, because you felt it.
You felt it. So like, shit, it happened. So that's why it happened. You know, like time difference.
Why are all these theories contradicting?
It's not that they're contradicting. It's just that there's different theories. Your theory is I manifested it. His theory is it's already happened and we're feeling it. Yeah. My theory is there's a coronal hole in the sun and that. But the thing is that's not always the case. Like the coronal hole, going back to the last episode or the last half, the coronal hole didn't make my pants fall off of the hook.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like so, there's there's other things, and it's not. You hit on it's dimensions. It's multidimensional. It's multidimensional. So and the way whenever I hear multidimensional lives, like you were talking about, I think of a record player. I think of a record. You know how like the record is always playing, but if you change the needle, it plays a different song.
Yeah.
But it's always the same record.
Yeah.
It's just so what happens is you go to a different dimension, something else is happening.
Yeah.
Also, the same thing when you look at, and I think of track meets. Have you noticed that when they start, they're not always in the same line? They're like slanted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're all,
that's true.
That's what I think of when I think of multidimensional theories as well. Like we're all gonna get there eventually, but sometimes this guy is a little bit over there, so he started the race a little bit further ahead.
Yeah.
But it's because it's still around home.
The distance, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
the same distance. It's just
yeah.
It just looks.
It looks different because they're starting at different points.
wow.
So that's what I think of with what he's talking about multidimensional.
Good metaphors right there.
Blowing my mind right now.
Sorry, dude.
So what I told my professor.
Tell him it's because
Time
I
jump.
finished it in the other dimension, but this dimension had a little scratch on the record,
Yeah.
and it kept skipping.
Oh my god.
Oh snap!
No.
I don't know, man.
Well, he did allow me to retake it today,
Good.
so that's a good story.
Good.
But I didn't sleep last
But
night.
instead
at
of
all.
taking the test, you're here doing a podcast with Sammy.
Yeah,
Oh,
there you
Sammy,
go.
your best friend. Miguel.
I mean, tell the professor. He'll be like, you know what? I would have done it too.
Yeah, he would.
He's like, next time invite me. I want to be on your podcast.
Yeah. Matter of
You
fact,
know what? You should invite him. Is he from here?
he's from here. Yeah.
Invite him to the podcast,
Yeah.
dude. That's what you should. Don't put me on a podcast. Put professors, guys. That can,
Sammy, you manifested to be here right now.
but that was my multi-dimension. That was my dimension. This guy, you really should be putting people that give you better knowledge than I do. So yeah, free knowledge, dude. Bring a professor on and ask him all the questions that the kids that can't afford college can't ask.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's and you say that, but man, I feel like the more people that have more knowledge is like the more skill, like more skills, like the ones in tune into doing something.
I have knowledge. Yes,
Because
I do.
man, 4 years in college, and I could tell you that only thing I learned is how to memorize.
Yep.
Memorize this,
Same.
memorize that. You read this, you memorize these words. You go on and take a test. Not once have I learned this skill, how to speak to someone, how to close a deal,
Yeah.
how to do anything. They didn't teach you anything life related or work related.
I'm not gonna knock a college education ever.
Well, you're going to college.
Yeah, but I've learned a lot in my life, and I did not finish my basics. So I've learned a lot in my life. So I know what you're saying, but at the same time, there's things that you learn in college that, and it's not just what you learn in the books, but you learn how to interact with other types of people. Other types of people. You go to TAMU and there's all walks of life there. It's not just the people that you see at the taco shop. There's people that are there from the UK. There's people that are there from Africa. You learn, and the people say the same thing. Well, move out of Laredo so you can know what it's like to interact with all different types of people. Don't just live in the border town, which is great. I love my border town. But yeah, there is people in Austin and in Dallas, and they're all ethnicities. And so you learn that also from college. So not only do you learn the stuff that you should learn from the books, but you should also learn how to interact with different people. Your professor might be a different type of person, dude. There's professors out there that are very different types of people. And so you learn to interact with different people. But yeah, I understand what you're saying about just memorizing.
Yeah, and I think it also matters. The age also has a lot to do with it. You coming out of high school, you need that. You need to learn that structure. You need to see all that diversity, all that going on. For example, myself going 10 years later.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
you already know.
Everything that's being spoken, I've kind of already experienced it in the workplace or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to learn more, right? I'm expecting more for it, and I just didn't get that from it. But I could understand how someone coming in straight out of high school, never had a job before, not really good communication, never left Laredo, never been out of Laredo.
Yeah.
I could see how that could be a positive effect for them.
That another thing that affects that too is what your major is. Like if you have a very general major, right? Like you're probably gonna learn stuff that you've already learned.
Yeah.
But if you have a major in medicine or you have a major in sociology, so once you take a major in sociology, you're gonna learn about different authors and different what do they call them, philosophers, different religions. So you start learning like, oh my gosh, like there's a different pattern to people's beliefs in sociology. In medicine, I didn't know that about the foot. You know what I mean? Like, if I tell you right now, rhinorrhea, do you know what I'm talking about?
No idea.
Nosebleeds.
Guys over here.
It's not a nosebleed.
Rhinorrhea.
It's a runny nose.
Oh, runny nose. Yeah.
Wow.
And then granted, that's one of the only things that I remember from my medical
I'm gonna use
terminology
that one.
class. Yeah, but but the thing is, I know what that means. So if someone comes in and the doctor's like, you know what, he's got a rhinorrhea, we need to give them 30 stats of this and prescribe them this. And it's like, It's just a runny nose, dog.
Yeah.
You're not going to get me on that
You're
one.
gonna scare me.
You-
Oh my
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not going to say that a doctor would do
rhinorrhea.
it. Yeah,
I got gonorrhea.
you know, like you got a really bad case of rhinorrhea. Like I didn't even eat
I'm
anything.
dying. I'm dying.
I always change my underwear. No, like, like you learn certain things about college. So back to what I'm trying to say is,
Yeah.
you can learn things. It's just it depends on what your major is. You know, I took just only basics, but I got lucky enough to take a medical terminology class, and it was like, okay, this is interesting. So it depends on the major. It depends on if you're just taking basics.
It does.
You got to get into a certain thing to start like, okay, I did not know that.
Yeah.
You know, I did not know that the spine did that. I did not know that, you know, that there was a certain thing in the spine that could pop and explode and it could ruin your whole, you could die. You know, like there's things that you just learn. It just depends on what you're taking in college.
And it also depends on oneself too to want to do more, right? Because
Yeah.
you could say, okay, I know what rhinorrhea is, I know the definition for it, but then someone else might want to say, okay, but what causes this? What causes this to happen?
Yeah.
What are the medical terms, or what are the medical how can you say benefits, or
Yeah.
you know, the medicine you could use to treat that or stuff like that?
And that's next semester in medical terminology
yeah, you go
too.
a little bit further.
You know, and you keep on. It's just,
This guy keeps all his secrets to himself.
Wow.
Right here.
What do you mean?
Yeah, what he just what you,
is he are you a college graduate?
he's
Yeah.
he did
Twice, actually.
Yeah.
Twice. You're a master? Or you just got two
I got
bachelors?
two associates.
Oh, two associate. Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I second that. I think the whole.
I picture a mafia guy saying, "Yeah, I got two associates too. They keep an eye on each other for me."
But I second that because
these are my associates.
in school, like it is more based on like the book learning. It's not really what you learn in class. It's
Yeah.
more like just pass the test, pass this test, and pass this test.
And the book has a lot to do with it, because these professors sometimes they pick the book like that.
Oh,
like,
man.
a week before the class.
Or they won't even touch the book.
Yeah.
Oh, I hated that, man.
Yeah.
I bought a book for like $75,000, right? And then it's like, man, I'm not using the book. Like, how much I paid for this book?
I made a PowerPoint here.
Yeah, it's like, oh.
No, and then one semester goes by, that book's not even the same value anymore.
Like,
Like, they
like
changed the book.
$10.
I think we're aging ourselves because I don't think they even make books anymore. Dude. I think it's just
They're all-
They still
online.
make
They're,
books.
they're just Kindles.
Yeah.
Right? Like, open up your Kindle
No,
to
but
chapter 17.
It is a lot of PowerPoint now. Like the professor will
Yeah,
tell you
it's
straight
all
up, you don't need the
PowerPoint.
book. You know, just study these PowerPoints. A lot of times, whatever you see there, you see it at home too. So
Yeah.
it's a lot more virtual now. But
It happened to me once that I bought the book. I went to class. The professor was like, yeah, you don't need the book. Go ahead. And I was like, no. And then he's like, I know what you're going to say. You bought the book. Go return it. I bought the book for like, I don't know, ridiculous amount, $55, right? I like, in return, they're like, it's used.
Oh,
We're going to give you 35. And I'm like, what? I bought it yesterday.
that's how they make their
I
money.
bought it yesterday. And they're like, no, we're going to give you 35 for it. It's used.
I'm telling you right now. No one might have declared this right now, but I'm gonna declare this right now. You have a PhD in something, my friend.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Oh,
no. You're a doctor in social or
Mama.
yes. No. Because I'm tired of like you have to have all these universities to tell you, oh, you use little piece of paper is gonna tell you what you are. Right now, the service you've done for the community and for our
man.
city, you have a PhD. You're a doctor, my friend, in a lot of things, and
Thank you.
are a walking treasure box because you have a lot of gems for everybody. So I got to add that you do not need a piece of paper to tell you what you are.
Thank you.
For sure. Just
I
adding
appreciate that very much.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Gotcha, boss.
Thank you. Thank you.
What about lovable stories? Like something that you remember that's like very heartwarming. Like, I mean, it's kind of hard to have an experience like that at the club, but maybe something that made you feel like warm, like shit, this is a really touching story at a club.
There's been a couple times, and I hate this because it's real mamon.
Mhm.
It's real mamon, but like he was saying right now, like I accepted the compliment of like what I've done for whatever. People come up to me all the time, and in their drunkenness
Mm.
or in their tipsiness, they will reveal things about their childhood that I just happen to be a part of.
Okay.
And so, yeah,
That's good.
yeah, sometimes guys will be like, bro, one guy told me that my mom, he just, and I won't say his name, of course, I'll never say his name, but he said my mom was going through a divorce. And she would cry on her way to school. And I was like, she would drop me off, but she was crying. And I said, okay. And he's like, so I would turn up the radio so she would laugh.
Oh, nice.
And we would laugh at you. And we would listen to what you would talk about, and you made my mom laugh when she was crying. And I was like,
Damn. You don't
Yeah.
hear that a lot.
Yeah.
That was a-
So that, you know, you're in the middle of a nightclub and somebody tells you that, and it's like,
Yeah.
and there's another time that this kid was there. I mean, I can say kid because I'm old, but there's this gentleman there, and he was telling me stuff, and he's like, "Hey, Sammy," and Sammy, and Sammy. He didn't know how to say what he wanted to say, right? And he was just like, "Hey, Sammy," and I'm like, oof. And sometimes you and I hate to say this because it's also kind of you kind of gauge what's happening,
Mhm.
and I said, "Man, do you want a hug?" He goes, "Oh my God, yes! That's what I've
He was
been
asking
wanting
for a
this
hug.
whole time."
Yeah.
And he literally, the guy gives me a hug. He's like, "Man, my life has been made." I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" And he's like, "I needed that hug, bro, and it's awesome that it's coming from you." And I'm like,
Wow.
"What?" So those are some nice things that have happened at the bar too.
Amazing. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
And I mean, there's probably hundreds, if not thousands, of those stories, Sammy.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
like, you know, when people drink and they get a little loose, they'll say things they'll say things they don't usually say. But
I almost
wow.
got, I'm guilty of the same thing. I almost, I don't shout at cops in Nuevo Laredo at 5 a.m. That's all I'm doing.
Don't shout at cops at all.
Well, I wish someone would
But
have
not
told me
5 in the
that.
morning.
Yeah, so I'm also guilty of getting drunk. I'm not trying to judge anybody because I've gotten drunk too. And
Yeah.
I've been that guy shouting at a cop at 5 a.m. in Nuevo Laredo.
Yeah, for anyone that's ever met me on Hennessy, I mean, that didn't count.
Yeah, no,
Come
yeah.
meet me again in person.
People are,
I mean,
like, "Why don't you drink?" And I'm like, because we're in a cancel culture, and if I drink tequila tonight, I will get canceled. Like, it's not the same as it used to be. So.
Yeah.
oh my goodness, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. No, man, it's amazing, and I know there's gonna be a lot more stories that you're gonna create now.
I would hope
You
so.
know, yeah.
I hope
Boss, you
so.
have a little something for him. You want to get some? I know it's your birthday
Oh,
weekend.
oh
We got a
no!
little-
I
we
got
a
stuff
little
for you
something.
too. We got stuff
Awesome.
for you too.
We'll trade. We'll trade
All right,
right
we're gonna
now.
trade. Oh
Yeah,
snap!
just a little. Something you can take with you.
Snap! This is awesome. Look
Yeah.
at that.
Hope you
Oh,
like chocolate.
Hope you like chocolate. Yeah.
Does it look like I don't like chocolate? Oh baby,
yeah,
look at this.
that's a one piecer. Just one for you.
I thought about it. You see me looking at it like
You don't need a
this
knife
is-
for that one. There you go. Nice. Awesome.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Okay, hold on. And I brought stuff for you guys too. So, okay, here we go. I brought you breakfast.
Oh shoot.
There's one for each of you.
Okay.
Oh
yeah.
Brought you some gancitos.
Awesome. Thank you.
And of course, these are the stupid shameless plugs. I want to thank our friends out at Electrolyte.
Yeah, keeping us hydrated.
Suerito.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Para el fin de semana.
And this is the new flavor, cucumber lime.
Oh, nice.
Can we mix this with alcohol?
Yeah, yeah. So I have a friend, and I'm not gonna say her name, but she will go to she'll over here. She'll go to Stripes and get the big humongous thing of Powerade, and she'll put vodka in it. She's like, "No hangover. I'm always hydrated." I'm like,
How's the electrolytes?
yeah. And it's funny, you'll find her at different places, and she's always got her Stripes cup with her. Anyway, this one is called Suero X. It's orange. It's got a little bit more ions, and it's got no sugar. And so this one tastes super good. Remember those orange drink? Tastes like that, but it's healthier.
Awesome. Perfect. Looking good.
What else do I got?
Para el calor de Laredo.
Calorcito.
You can definitely put this one with some alcohol.
Ooh, liquid death.
Yeah, there you go.
This is a sparkling liquid death called Severed Lime.
Wow, I like the packaging.
Hold on.
That little green on there. Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
Awesome.
That's for you guys. So I brought you all these
Perfect.
things. There's
Perfect.
one of each for everybody. Thank you so much for the birthday cake.
Yes.
Hey, back up.
Hey, yeah. You good. And actually, I don't know I was gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it now, man. I know last time we had you on here, you said no one had ever sang the birthday song for you. So I'm gonna attempt that right now.
Oh,
It's your
no.
birthday weekend.
No.
At least the first part.
Okay, all right, here we go.
So Miguel, everyone, stop what you're doing, because this is what I'm doing. I'm about to wish a birthday to you and you and you. And today is the day of your birth. It's time for me to show you what you're worth. You know you special. You know it's true. Ain't nobody out there as unique as you. So from Ovi, Miguel, and the In the Flex crew, Sammy the House, happy birthday to you.
Yeah!
Pon atención a lo que voy a cantar. Oh,
Pon
that's
atención a lo que
fucking-
voy a cantar. Hoy es tu cumpleaños y hay que festejar. Hoy es tu día, un día especial y todo lo que hagas nada saldrá mal. ¿Alguien te quiere? Pregúntamelo a mí porque hoy me llamaron a dedicarte a ti. Anyway, thank you guys.
Hell yeah.
I mean, just,
And
jeez.
thank you, man. Thank you for 30 years, boss. Thank you for everything.
Oh,
you've
that's
done.
cool,
For
dude.
real,
Thank
brother.
you.
Oh, yeah. And we'll have you again soon.
It was nothing. It really is nothing, dude.
Man, it was amazing.
There's so many other things.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many other things. There's people that have done 30 years of hard labor.
Yeah.
There's people that do 30 years of being single moms. You know what I mean? So 30 years is 30 years, regardless of what you do. If you've stuck to something for 30 years, congratulations to all of you.
Amen to that. And here's to the next 30 years, man.
Next
Keep
30
doing it,
years,
sir.
keep doing it. Hey,
Keep doing
to
it.
people that still like to work, jeez, man, let's get to work.
There's some out there.
Ponte a jalar. There you go. That you wanted me to say something. Ponte a jalar. Let's all work. Find something that you love. If it's, I mean, I found something that I love, and hopefully I can keep making money with. But if we got to make money, we got to pay bills. Everyone's got to struggle, and stop spending money on stupid stuff.
Hell yeah. Pay your bills first.
So here's the deal: get to work, make the money, and once you make that money that you earned, don't buy stupid stuff. Jordan's hurt.
Hey.
And
Jordan's hurt. There's a callback to the beginning of the show. Jordan's hurt, dude. I love you, Mike. Hey, Mike was a great basketball player. He's still one of the greatest. He's a GOAT. But I don't need those shoes, man. I don't need those shoes. Nobody needs Jordans. Nobody needs them. They hurt and they get creases and the little air bubble pops.
On the first wear.
Make your money and use it for good stuff, dude. Buy some products.